You're smart. That's the problem. You're sitting in your room in Kilimani or Kasarani, staring at a whiteboard covered in 17 different arrows, mapping out risk A and objection B. You think you're being rigorous. You think you're being careful. But let's be real. That intelligence has become your prison. You can see 10 outcomes for every decision. You can find the flaw in any plan before you even take the first step. You tell yourself, if I launch this now, option 4 fails, and then option 7 becomes impossible. The laptop fan is humming, the sun has set, and you haven't moved. You feel like you're going deep. In reality, you found a highly sophisticated way of never doing anything. This is the intellectual prison. And today, we're breaking out. We live in a world that rewards planning, but overthinking guarantees stagnation. Not occasionally. Consistently. Look at your notebook. That plan looks perfect, doesn't it? Clean lines, neat handwriting, total order. But here's the truth. The variables you're trying to optimize in your head will never behave the way you expect them to in reality. You step out into the real Nairobi, near the tech hubs or the busy stages, and suddenly, the perfect plan hits conditions you couldn't anticipate. A matatu splashes you. A vendor blocks your path. The world is chaotic. But here is the secret. The plan that looks riddled with holes, but was actually acted upon, will generate real-world feedback that no amount of thinking can ever produce. So how do you stop the loop? You use the 70% heuristic. Research on decision-making is direct. People who act on roughly 70% confidence make better decisions over time than people who wait for 100% certainty. Why? Because 100% certainty is a myth for complex decisions. Waiting for it means waiting forever. Waiting for certainty means you're just gathering information. But the most important information about the real world is only available through engagement. You have to touch the world to understand it. 70% means you know enough to act intelligently and, most importantly, to learn for what happens next. This is the key insight you need to tattoo on your brain. Thinking and doing exist in different domains. Thinking generates hypotheses. It's comfortable. It's safe. But doing generates evidence. And the only thing that actually changes your situation, your skills, your results, and your understanding of what's possible is evidence. Stop lying to yourself. Thinking feels productive because it's comfortable. Acting feels risky because it exposes you to the unknown. But action is the only thing that generates answers. Look at who is winning in Nairobi right now. It's the entrepreneurs who ship imperfect products and iterate. They beat the guys who spend years perfecting a masterpiece that never launches. The perfectionist is left behind in the dark. It's the writers who publish drafts and revise who win, not the ones who never finish because it's not ready to. It's the athletes who compete before they feel prepared. They build race-specific capabilities that training alone, and certainly thinking alone, can never produce. This is the Stoic response. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." The overthinking mind tries to control events by anticipating them. That's wasted effort. The Stoic acts on his values and accepts that the outcome is partially outside his control. When you catch yourself in a planning loop, going over the same details, adding complexity, finding reasons why now isn't the right time, stop. Am I at 70%? Yes. No more loops. If you're at 70%, the next move is action, not more planning. If you aren't at 70%, identify exactly what piece of information would get you there, and go get only that. The moment you take action, the fear reorients. You're no longer afraid of the unknown. You're dealing with the known. Dealing with things you can see and touch is infinitely more productive than being paralyzed by things you can only imagine. Move from theory to reality. Whether it's a workshop in an industrial area or a boardroom in Westlands. Stop thinking. Stop planning. Break the loops. Step out of your head and into your reality. Generate evidence. Start doing. Dominate your life. Break the prison. We'll see you out there.